everybody, and welcome back to the Dropkick SoCal podcast with me, Musgee, and my very special guest today. Y'all know him, y'all love the designs. If you guys saw that We Want Cody logo going around everywhere, he's the guy who made it happen. We have SomeF'n90'sGuy. What's up, man?
Hello, hello. How you doing, man?
All right, all right. Glad to have you. And yeah, first of all, gotta say, when you made that logo, man, did you expect it to go like everywhere?
No, because I make things all the time, and usually it's like the people that follow me will usually kind of like give me recognition, but other than that, it's like not much attention. So definitely not. And it took me like 30 seconds to make, so it was more or less me like expressing my my part of the campaign, I guess. But then once everybody started sharing it, it was pretty funny because I was like, oh my god, like it's like not like I wouldn't say viral, but viral for me, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
you could say that. Dave LaGreca from Busted Open shared it too.
Yeah, which that was pretty nuts. It was getting around like because I could see like kind of who's sharing it, and it was like people like like people with check marks and uh no one I knew for per se, but then Dave LaGreca was probably as mainstream as a guy. I think Cody Rhodes' sister shared it. Teal.
Well, there you
Uh,
go.
yeah, but that might have been. I'm not sure. I'm trying to. I forget, but I remember Dave LaGreca was like one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Yeah. But yeah, man. No, well, speaking of that, obviously we are coming off of WrestleMania weekend, and well, yeah, obviously we just gotta talk about that.
Oh yeah, sounds so. I just let me know where you want to begin.
Well, yeah, we'll just take it from the beginning. Or if anything, let's just take it from the big topic here. Cody
Oh,
finally finishing the fucking story.
all right. So, man, where to begin? So that I feel like that match did a lot for wrestling that wrestling needed, if you know what I mean. It was like very, very well done, and I mean, you could go like a million directions with this. From Samantha, I think her name is Samantha Irvin, the
Yeah, yeah,
announcer.
yeah. She was actually crying.
Yeah, it made it so much better though. Like it's like I've saw people giving her
Exactly.
like grief on Twitter, gone like too over the top and stuff. Like, no, it number one, that's not acting. That was her real emotion. But that's kind of how everybody was feeling. Like, so I thought that was very like good. Because I could hear her voice cracking when she was doing it before I saw the video.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you could tell, but like to me, it made it so much better. Like it totally added to the moment.
Yeah, it made it feel real. It is
Oh
real, damn
yeah,
it.
it is exactly like that wrestling fan said. Still real to me, damn it.
Exactly, man. Fuck yes. But yeah, no, my God. Uh, where to begin, man? True. I'm just gonna give my one little thing that I wish
Oh,
I could have seen. Just one thing.
what is it?
I am kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see Cody hit the Rock back.
What
I
do you
don't know,
mean?
like it called for it. Like give him some comeuppance.
So like, well, he smacked him in I think it was SmackDown or whatever. You saw him smack him, right? He did smack him
Yeah,
back. But you mean like hit him
like
in the
with the
ring, you
belt
mean?
and stuff, making him bleed.
Oh yeah. So I feel like the reason they're holding off on that is because they're gonna do something with Cody, obviously something with Cody and Rock, maybe for SummerSlam. And I feel like
Yeah,
they're not trying to like, blow their load on the Roman
pause.
angle. But yeah, and I guess they'll, you know what I mean? They're kind of giving us that to look forward to in a way.
Yeah, yeah. All right, some long-term stuff, long-term booking.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I love that little moment where Seth comes in with like the shield gear and stuff, and you see that one little moment where Roman had that choice to freaking hit Cody or go for Seth, get some payback. Damn.
And I like that too. And what's funny is I've seen a lot of stuff now with people like explaining it after the fact. Cause like I know that, but I can't say I necessarily picked up on it at the time. Like I was watching it and I know he hit Seth with the chair, but I wasn't thinking like, oh, that was revenge for when Seth turned on him. Like
Yeah. And
that's
like they
longer term. Like that's long term storytelling that WWE has not
absolutely.
done in a long time. Like that's what I'm used to as a kid. Where like wrestler goes away, wrestler comes back, and they still pick up the storylines and they like connect all the dots.
Exactly,
I
yeah.
love that. But
The trauma too that Roman still had from that.
that's what's great about it. Cause like I'm telling you, like I wasn't like really because they haven't done it in so long that kind of like, where
No,
you're
they
even
haven't.
supposed to reference that kind of stuff. Like it's just like, oh, that's like, last week, so we don't talk about that no more. And
Exactly.
it
No,
it
that.
was refreshing to see though. And even something I like too is when Roman was leaving, I saw someone point out all the wrestlers were running past him, and nobody was acknowledging him.
What?
So you
Ah,
know
I
what I
just.
mean? It's just something that I guess they could always come back to because they filmed it, but they didn't show it. But they put it on their social media since. And
Oh,
like,
damn.
yeah, so all the people, like all the wrestlers are running past him, and like no one's like even looking at Roman. So like in a way, he's not being acknowledged no more. He's not the champion. I like that kind of this stuff's like good stuff. Like,
Damn, I didn't see that, but shit, no, that's definitely stuff to come to play, you know? Wow.
yeah, all stuff they could bring back later.
Yeah. But shit, man, just so many layers to that one match, you know?
Oh right, and the whole night really, because even with the Drew and Seth match, like I liked all the
God
stupid little
damn.
stuff with like Punk and just it's just good stuff. Like when wrestling was at its best, like which I say the early '90s was my favorite. It was like there were so many characters. Everyone was a character. Like Gorilla Monsoon was a character. Bobby Heenan was a character. Fink was a character. Mean Gene was a character. Jesse Ventura. Everybody like had a place. These weren't even the wrestlers. And I notice it now where like the way they're booking the matches with Punk and being the commentator and everyone's got like their role. Like everybody's like contributing. It's not just like here's the moves, here's the match.
Gotcha.
It's all of it. Like and all of it makes it great.
Yeah, I mean, well, The Rock's the boss now, so they have to know their
Yep.
role.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
Exactly.
or shut their mouth.
That's true. That's true. Thank you.
Yep.
Alrighty. But yeah, man, so fuck. But yeah, I mean, that Drew and Seth match, they had me going at the beginning. Did you get to catch the beginning where right away we get that Claymore?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get like I think it was WrestleMania 28. We got Sheamus
Jameis,
doing Daniel
Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do that, and it would have made sense. But yeah, I have like mixed feelings on that. So I was like happy Drew won because I really liking what he's doing. Like when he's like trolling everybody
Yeah,
on,
he definitely
he's
deserved it.
he's definitely like channeling his Roddy Piper for like the modern age, where like he's
Fuck
just like
yeah.
that. Like when Piper was a heel, he's just like that, like constant, like in your face, like even as the leather jacket. If you notice, I feel like he is like
That's
supposed to.
true,
Yeah,
yeah, and the kilt.
yeah, and the music. He even literally came out with Piper's music at
That's
Mania.
right.
But so I was like happy to see him win. But then when he lost, I was like, oh, it's so much better because now it's like it's like lighting that fuse on Drew McIntyre even more now.
True, true. And Clash of the Castle is coming back, and this time it's actually in Scotland. So my
Oh,
guess is Drew is going to win that back there.
it's funny. I heard someone else say that I think, and I was thinking to myself, do they make him win though, or does that ruin the heat of Punk? Like, I feel like he's got to fight Punk. Punk has to screw him totally before he can win the belt back. Otherwise, does the screw job go on? Is it all for nothing?
Eh, okay, good point there. I
You
guess
know
it
what I'm saying?
depends. It
Because does
really
he?
depends. Go ahead.
I was say, does he get rid of the heat if he wins the belt? Because then it's like, well, Punk's screwed. He didn't pay it off yet. I feel like he's got to either beat Punk or Punk's got to beat him to pay off that screwing. You know what I mean? If he wins the
Gotcha.
belt back, it's kind of just like, oh, unless they play that into the story where it's like, you screwed me, but I still won the belt. So I guess they could do that.
Either way, yeah. Or maybe Punk challenges for the championship and loses once he's healed up. That is.
Yeah. Well, then I feel like like the way wrestling is, I guess if he beats Punk, then he has all the like he can, you know, throw all the insults he wants because it's just like, well, I beat you. Right now, Punk is like just like pestering him, like he's costing Drew everything. So it's like I feel like if he wins the belt, then he has claim to say, hey, I won the belt anyway. So what you did didn't even matter.
There you go.
I don't know. It's just like you got to pay off that heat before you like, I guess as soon as Drew wins, all that heat is gone now. Punk is
Gotcha,
irrelevant
gotcha.
again.
That's gonna depend, I guess, on how fast Punk can heal up.
That's what I'm wondering because maybe he'll wrestle him at Clash of the Castle, but I don't. I feel like that's a SummerSlam match, but I don't know.
Probably SummerSlam, yeah. Let's see. That's in July, right?
I think yeah, because they've been moving it up. It used to be August, but it seems like lately it's been July.
Yeah, because I think August they're gonna have the Bash in Berlin.
Oh, okay.
I think. Think so,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
and that's
then
the rest
you
of it too. Because I'm used to like the four big pay-per-views, but it seems like they're going like every pay-per-view is a big deal now. So I guess they could have that match anytime, really.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of nice though, like everything actually matters now with every
Oh
pay-per-view.
yeah, and it's been so long. I mean, we've gone from nothing matters to so yeah, it's refreshing.
Exactly, man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Ah, man. But yes, thank goodness. I mean, again, new era. Absolutely.
yeah.
And what else is there? Anything else you really caught your eye from WrestleMania, or even something you didn't like? There's a couple things for me too.
Let's see. So I mean, there's a few on night one. I didn't like a lot of things. Like I didn't really think that was a good show in general.
Huh?
Um, like the main event obviously was interesting, but predictable. I guess you knew the heels are going to win. They had to. I didn't like how the lights weren't. Like I have all it's all stupid trivial shit with me, but like little in I guess things I didn't like. But the fact that the lights weren't on, and notice if you notice in night two they turned the lights on in the crowd where you could see the crowd. Night one, it
Yeah.
looked like they were at like a bingo hall. Like you couldn't see anything.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So it's like when you get to WrestleMania, you know what I'm saying? It's all the pomp and circumstances, all part of it. It literally looked like they were wrestling in an empty arena because like all the lights were off. You could see like 10 rows of fans, and that was it.
Yeah. I heard about that. You see, like I heard something about night two. Are you familiar with Simon Miller?
Yeah,
Yeah, love
bald guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Simon Miller. He was talking about one of the episodes that he does that at that night when the lights came on, it was almost too bright, and now people couldn't even see the match.
Oh boy, so that was night two then when they turned the lights on. So
Too
that well,
bright
that
this time,
sucked.
and now
But
people couldn't
yeah, too
see.
bright. So
Yeah,
they at least heard our complaint about the because there was a few of us on Twitter that were saying it. Like it was like, why don't they turn the lights on? Like you got this big crowd, it'd be cool to see them. Like that's part of the show, if you know what I mean. But
gotcha.
so I guess they turned them on and then they screwed everybody in attendance. So I guess whatever. We each got screwed one night, I guess.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, and yeah, don't worry. Well, first of all, also gotta say Oni couldn't join us, timing and stuff whatnot, but also he's taking care of some health stuff. Get well soon,
Oh,
bro. But yeah,
oh,
I mean,
definitely.
he's an artist. You've probably noticed. But he also
Yeah.
has, like little trivial stuff there when it comes to like artwork and all that stuff. Like he hates Damian Priest's suitcase and whatnot.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like, well, yeah, I guess when you have like the artist eye, you get like that aesthetic. Like it's just that's like the stuff I notice is like just like it's like all, it's like superficial things, I guess. But to me, it's also though, they don't build that big stage for nothing. It's part of the show. Like WrestleMania, it's like it's about what's in the ring, but it is also about the presentation.
That's
So it's
true.
like
Yeah.
it all matters. But but
No, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here.
other than that, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Let's see, what else I don't know, nothing really bothered me. I'm still kind of back and forth on the two nights. I like it because it gives me more to watch, if you know what I'm saying. Like I like that first night where because otherwise you watch WrestleMania, and then before you know it, it's over, and you kind of like don't really enjoy it. It's just kind of like here and gone.
True.
That
Yeah.
first night you watch it, and then you kind of like anticipate that second night. You almost like enjoy it more that second night. It's like a 3 day weekend. Like you get your 2 days off, and then you get like that bonus day. So it's like it's I like that, but I also don't like all the filler on it. Like
Yeah.
the what was it? Like the AJ Styles LA Knight wasn't really a
Yeah.
WrestleMania match to me, but
There were some weak points like that. I feel like they're dragging on the whole LWO storyline too.
yeah. Yeah.
That and that was one of that. That's two of them right there for me. But not gonna lie, dang it, this one was like, what the fuck, Like, I mean, I love Sami Zayn, but I don't feel like he was the right guy to beat Gunther.
What sucks about that is I agree with you. I don't like the way the match played out. I feel like he didn't do enough to. We've seen. I feel like we've seen Gunther take a lot more, and it didn't put him down. And I feel like what did put him down was not WrestleMania worthy, or even the way his reign ended. He should have been like dropped off the roof with the way they've been booking it. You know
I
what I'm
mean, at
saying?
that point, yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, they did the generico brainbuster, which is a big spot, and so I guess there's that. But to me, it's just it wasn't enough. but I do like Zayn beating him because he has like the he has like the resiliency that no one else had. Like so he wouldn't stay down. Like Gunther kept hitting him, he wouldn't stay down. It's like Rocky. It was supposed to be Rocky 4.
Rock, and they're in
But
Philadelphia.
you're right. So it was but even Rocky 4, like you have like all the theatrics where like Drago was like at the beginning Rocky says, oh, he's like made of iron, and then at the end Drago's like, oh, he's made of iron. Because Drago hits real hard, but Rocky could get hit real hard. And he keeps coming, you know what I'm saying? And he basically outlasts Drago. And I feel like that was the story they were telling. But I just don't feel like Zayn took enough punishment, and I don't think he gave enough punishment.
Yeah.
But
And
it was good booking. Like I like him winning because I think Gunther could go on to better things now. I feel like he's like kind of it's like Roman. He's done what he's done at this point. What what's another month of championship or being the champion? Who you know what I mean? What's it gonna do for him at this point? He's beating everybody.
pretty much.
He's yeah.
Yeah, now that you mention that, personally, call me crazy. It might be too soon. I don't know. It would depend on the people who book it, the people who make it happen, and if Cody's cool with it, if he wants to put Gunther over. I say if Gunther starts getting hot, and he kind of did with the IC title run, I'd say have Gunther beat Cody at Bash in Berlin.
Oh man. So, oof, I think that'd be too soon for all that theatrics they gave Cody. I think that he's going to be champ for a while, but I see Gunther getting drafted to the opposite show and definitely taking the belt off whoever, because I don't think Priest is going to have it very long. I just don't see that lasting. But whoever beats him, I feel like Gunther will. It's going to be a baby face. Gunther will beat that baby face. I say.
It's got to be a babyface, similar with like Sammy,
Yeah.
keeps getting up, never gives up, but just couldn't take any more punishment from Gunther. Like, yeah,
Right.
no.
But yeah, I definitely see Gunther being the champion. I don't know if they'll beat Cody so quickly. I think he'll be a champ for a while. I think if anyone beats him, it maybe The Rock at SummerSlam, but I guess it all depends on how that goes down too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then it's another part-time champion.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's been going on too long for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like more or less they'll use Rock to crown him further. Like he beat Roman, he beat Rock, and it's like, okay, he's the guy.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh boy, a lot of stuff to look forward to, man, after Mania.
Oh yeah. Including tomorrow's AEW Dynamite with their ratings ploy.
Oh fuck, that is insane. I thought it was gonna be a joke, but like according to everybody, like holy shit, like they're gonna show us.
I first we gotta say I'm not a fan of. I gave AEW a chance, a fair shake at the beginning. I thought it was okay. It was a good alternative. Lately, I'm not a fan.
I gotta understand that, man. I mean, I could see there's a few things that they started off strong, but from there they haven't really evolved. Like I get you. Like personally, I still think that the in-ring action and stuff, it's good. But when you take away that and you look at it from a business perspective, I mean, they're not selling. They're not. People aren't tuning in. Like, oh shit.
And that's Tony Khan is to thank for it because I've never seen someone chase away more of it's their own fans. I mean, like, say what you want. I'm not like, I'll be an AEW hater if you know what I'm saying, but I wasn't an AEW hater in the first place. I was watching it. Like, you consider me a fan. I bought the merchandise, bought the figure, you know what I'm saying? I had all that stuff. It just pushed you away with the way they act. Like, and I understand, like, whatever. People are going to say WWE's not a rose, and they're not. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. The difference was in WWE, I kind of like the people. At least they're on-screen characters. Tony Khan's just the owner. He doesn't do anything on screen. So all I know about him is really what he says through social media.
But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. He said he's
I just don't think he's doing
stuff on social media.
Yeah, he's not doing himself any favors. It's not like I said, comparably to even like Vince, who I love Vince's character. The recent allegations are,
yeah,
you can't defend that.
Was it a character?
Well, yeah, probably, yeah. I think what happens with wrestling is the character becomes the person. You know what I mean? They live it so close to the edge that I think they lose track of who's who. But compared to that, I mean, what I'm saying, he's not doing anything. He's just being like a troll, really,
Huh.
Tony Khan. But it's just to me, it's like the and they miss every opportunity in AEW. How many times have they had like the MJF thing originally when he walked out, then he came back. He called Tony Khan a mark, and then he came back. They didn't do anything with it. Like nothing came of that. Just he left and then came back. Um, Punk, same thing. They had the original press conference thing with the Bucks. Nothing comes of it. No
The all out
angle.
brawl.
And that's my biggest complaint with this thing tomorrow is that you have them. So like Punk went on a podcast and voiced his grievances, whatever. That's outside of WWE. That's him. The Bucks can do the same. They could go on a podcast. They can go on their own show, and if they do that elite thing, I don't know if they even do that anymore, being the elite, but they can go on there and do their own version of that podcast. Voice your grievances. So instead, they're doing it on the TV show, which that's only done for ratings. But like, if you wanted a rating, how about wrestle the guy when he was there? That was a rating. You're pulling 50 cents out of a bin of $1 million. Like you'd have been making real money there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the thing that just kept that stuff from happening was like what's it called? Literal just uh well, like you were saying, grievances. They just didn't like each other, wanted to stay away from each other. Tony
Yeah.
Khan, like even Punk said, decided, oh, let's just make another show and keep you guys here and keep them there rather than like settle stuff.
And that's the worst thing. I mean, could you imagine back in the day, like they were doing that with Brett and Sean? Every time Brett and Sean got in a ring together, I mean, to this day, that stuff is entertaining because it's real. Like they're really throwing in jabs. They're being professionals, but they're throwing in jabs. Like you can see the jabs and you can see when they hit, and it's, I mean, it's right there in front of you. That's real TV. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's pretty sunny for sure.
oh yeah, yep. But sunny days. But
Exactly.
that's interesting. That for us, I mean, I don't know how fun it is for them, but it's fun for me as the fan watching it. I'm getting all the jabs and I'm taking notice.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. That's another thing too, is that it's a I think it's a cool way to connect with the audience as and all that stuff. But I could also see kind of like the what is it called? I guess just the downs of it too is that again sometimes Tony
Tony
Khan,
Kong.
my bad. I saw the Godzilla Kong movie last week. It was awesome.
There you
Alrighty, but
go.
yeah, but TK for short.
Yep.
He thinks too much like a fan. Like as a
Yeah.
fan, what I want to see on screen. And cool, man. But like, I feel like as a businessman, he just doesn't really have that experience. You know?
No, and what I never understand about these guys, like, because even TNA did the same thing back in the day with Dixie Carter. When you got so much money, why don't you just hire the right people? Like, if I was a billionaire and I'm looking to start a podcast, I don't know how to do that. But wouldn't I just hire somebody that did?
Yeah, I mean that's how a lot of stuff works. Not just in wrestling, music, movies. You hire writers, you hire people on stage, you hire
Right.
for music, you hire people who know how to record, how to set up all your equipment and stuff, the actual talent.
But that's the thing. I don't like, but I'm not rich. So I don't, what I'm saying? I don't have the money to afford that. But Tony Khan does. So that's why people call him a mark. And that's why like people like Bischoff say this is just his fantasy booking running wild. Because it is, because he's not putting people in place to be successful. He wants all the credit. Like he wants, in his mind, he's Vince McMahon. Like he's doing all this wonderful stuff for wrestling. And the Vince McMahon we thought. But he's doing all this wonderful, like, he's this creative genius, and or not even Vince, he thinks he's Paul Heyman, where he's just this rebel and he's created this thing, ECW, and he's gonna get all this credit. One day he's gonna be on the Hall of Fame stage and it's gonna be thank you, Tony. And if he can't have that, he don't care. He's not interested. Like he don't want to just bring in like, a booker and because he don't get the credit then. It's why he's on every press conference. Look at when they do interviews. He's the only one there. When do you ever see Vince like doing that stuff?
I
It would
mean,
be
you
the
never
wrestlers, like since Cena, since Hogan, since Rock, Austin. It's not Vince. Like Vince is usually there when something's wrong, and he's on like Letterman or whatever. What's his name, Larry King, or he'd be defending Pat Patterson or whatever allegation was going on at that time. It's probably him in the long run, but saying he's usually when something's wrong. But when something's right, like this past weekend, you had Punk on things and Roman and who else? Cody Rhodes, of course. How stupid. Uh, they're the guys. They're the ones he wants you to see, not Tony Khan. Why is he like? It's oh god, I can rant forever on that stuff.
Yeah, it's
But
all right, man. It's all right. But yeah, you mean safe space. You're welcome to say whatever you like. I mean, all that stuff. I
yeah,
mean, again, like, uh, I watch everything I can. AEW, WWE, and to me, like, if I like it, I like it, and if I think it's shit, I think it's shit. Simple as that.
yeah. And you know what the problem is nowadays too is that was the case. Like I remember I'm pretty old. So 1993 was what I would compare recently to, where it's like, so you came off this like hot period where you had like Hogan, Warrior, Savage, like everybody was
Talking
great.
80s, right?
Oh, and early 90s, 80s, yeah, everyone was great. Then you went to like 93, 94, and it was not so. I like it for different reasons, but I understand that it was not the booming period, of wrestling.
Gotcha.
But if you wanted to watch wrestling, you had to watch that, or you were watching WCW. Like that was the stuff on TV. So you kind of grew to like it. Nowadays, if wrestling's not good, like right now, if I don't want to watch AEW tonight, but I do want to watch wrestling, I'll put on old wrestling. I'll go on the network and I'll put on something I do like. So they're not just competing with like what's on TV or what's current, where you like, or 93, 94, you had to watch it. That was just what it was. Now it's like, well, if I want to watch wrestling, but I don't want to watch AEW, I'll just watch it. I'll watch something else.
Yeah,
I can still watch wrestling and not watch anything from the past 20 years.
yeah. And you also don't even have to watch just what we have here, and now we have access to the whole world.
Right.
Wrestling from like Mexico and Japan, the other two major countries with like great wrestling and stuff. Everything's available now.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, you watch someone wrestle in their backyard nowadays.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. So when they're putting out a crappy product, it's like just, I'm not forced to watch this. I don't want to watch it. So I don't watch it.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't like
Yeah.
it, don't watch. I get you, man.
Right.
There were, like not too long ago, there were times where I couldn't stand those 3 hours of Raw.
No, to this day, I don't. I can't tell you the last time I watched a full episode of Raw, but
It's
I
gotten
watched like
more
the
bearable
highlights.
though. I'll let you know that.
It's better.
It's gotten better for sure. Like,
Yeah.
the 3 hours just boom, go like that.
Wow. So I'll like sometimes when I'm at work, I'll put on like the people that kind of do the recaps, like where they'll talk, just because it's like more content. It's not just the wrestling, but it'll be nice when it goes to Netflix now because it's a little bit more accessible.
Yeah. I'm
But
waiting for that myself. So that'll be interesting. If it does go to Netflix, I mean, again, I don't know how it'll work internally and stuff, but everybody's growing suspicions. Will we get more like adult-oriented stuff, like cursing and like more violence and stuff?
oh, I'll tell you what. I mean, we're there already. They've been dropping
Kind of
worse words. I mean, for the PG era, they've been saying worse stuff than they said ever in the Attitude Era. I mean, the Attitude Era, they would just say like "suck it." If you really go back and listen to that, there's certain things they won't say, like, and it's pretty like less than cool, I guess you'd say. But like sometimes they'll say ass, sometimes they'll still say butt, just because it's like not so vulgar. But like you got Rock dropping f bombs, and it's like I mean they never did that in the Attitude Era.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, man, I might be a little. I'm probably younger and stuff, so sadly I didn't get to catch the Attitude Era. But
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Wow. Geez. So I'm pretty old. I actually the Attitude Era I consider like the newer wrestling in my mind anyway.
Oh, gotcha,
Like
gotcha.
I grew up with like Hogan, Warrior, Savage, like Ted DiBiase, Jake the Snake. It was that whole early '90s. WrestleMania 6 was my first WrestleMania I remember watching.
WrestleMania 6?
Right, with Hogan, Warrior, and I
Gotcha.
was
Yeah.
like I was small. I was like 3 years old. But I remember I have pictures with the wrestling buddies, and so that's my earliest memory. I was actually born for WrestleMania 3, but I didn't watch that.
Uh, let's see here. I will. I'll just tell you this. I'm the same age as Ra.
As who?
As Ra.
Oh, so 30.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice. Oh, wow. All right. So I got you by 6 years. I'm 36. So
Oh, okay. There
Yeah.
we go. All right, man. There we go. All righty. Sounds good. All right. So gotta say, man, with the whole Attitude Era and stuff, and like prior to that, the New Generation, rockin' '80s. Before that, all that stuff. One topic that has come to mind that's been kind of like intrigued by wrestling fans. What would we call this era in WWE? Like I've heard people say the Bloodline era and whatnot. All that.
I think in retrospect, because it's this stuff always like takes precedence like after the fact. You know what I mean? So we got to get to like the next era before we really name this one. But
Good point.
I feel like it'll be. It's just like it's kind of like whatever comes to mind first. So like when you think of this era, it's like what do you think of? I feel like it's got to be Triple H era, just because that's the distinguishing factor. That's the thing that because Vince is out, Triple H is in. That's the thing that kind of pulls it all together. It's like because it's Roman, it's Cody, um, it's like all these big events around the world now. Like they're doing PLEs, a different country every PLE. But Triple H is kind of like the nucleus. I feel like it's either that or TKO, but I don't think people really call it TKO. But
Yeah, now definitely something with Triple H.
yeah, it's just like whatever comes to mind first. Like when you go to reference it, what do you think of? It's like to me, I think of Triple H
Yeah, no,
because
for
he's the
real. Like that made the change.
yeah he encompasses all of it.
Exactly, man. Nah, for real. I mean, but you see, like that's one of the main reasons. Like, how I guess everybody has their different reasons for this, but that wrestling is cool again. Always was. But yeah, like
Exactly. Yeah, I
yeah,
never
but
get that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like again, I mean, we could talk about him. I mean, he's a piece of shit, but we can. But you got to give credit when credit is due. I mean, like without Vince, we probably, we wouldn't have the product and whatnot. Uh,
No, Vince's contributions and Vince. This is the thing I always get into, and it's like it's hard to explain it in such a short period of time because it's a whole philosophy, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But Vince's contributions as a you know whatever you want to call it, a owner, you can't take those away. He still contributed. In the end, there was more positive than negative in my personal life, if you know what I'm saying. For what he did, he wasn't shitting on me. So it's like I don't, I understand he did this stupid thing, and we don't even know all the details to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Was it mutual? I don't know. I don't know why you'd want to be shit on, but I don't know. Like I don't live in that world with these people, so I don't know what they do. If you know what I mean, rich people are just in another world.
yeah,
But
yeah, their own little
you know what
world.
I'm saying? So did he take advantage of this person? I don't know. Like it sounds like it, but
I
I don't
wouldn't put it
know.
past him.
No, and yeah, but it's a tricky subject. But the point being is his contribution should never really just like Benoit and just like any other. I mean, we got a lot of people. Benoit had brain damage. Again, did he do a bad thing? Yes. Do I think he was a bad person? I don't, because I don't think he faked who he was for all those years amongst people that knew him best. And then all of a sudden, but like secretly, he was like this murderer. You know what I mean? I feel
It
like,
was the brain damage.
well, I feel like it contributed at the very least. And did it affect him? Did he make a stupid decision? Yeah. But did he do a terrible thing? Yes. And he ultimately has to pay the price for that in a lot of ways. One, he's not with us anymore. Number two, his legacy is erased. They can never bring it back. Like, you can't mention him. It's just the way it is. But I do think that he had brain damage. And I feel like in the same regard with Vince, did he decide to do these things? Yeah. And his is a little more scummy because if it turns out that she was not a participant in this and he just kind of was like, dictating these acts, I guess, then Vince will also be erased. You know what I'm saying? But his contributions are his contributions. Those I feel like are separate. Did he
Yeah,
make WrestleMania? Yes. You know what I mean? Did he
separate the
create
art
the
from the person.
WWE? Yeah. These are still contributions that I don't know that again, is it easy to celebrate them? No. He made that difficult. But they're still incredible contributions that again, his personal life is his personal life. They make this stuff public and then we know about it. But I don't know Vince the person. I know Vince the character. So it is what it is. But
Yeah, and I feel you, man. I feel you. Like all that stuff. Uh, but there was for me anyways, there was a point in time where like it was kind of 50-50, you know. He had great ideas, but then on the other side there was this crap. Like personally, I wasn't a fan of like, you know, the 24/7 title, shit like that.
Oh
Uh
no, wrestling's been bad since like I mean you could go back to like once they started leaning into the nostalgia, I feel like they got lazy, and I feel like that started in 2002, so it's been a while. I feel like they
okay.
there was a point there where like you can see guys like Edge and I'm trying to go back now, but Edge is the one that always stuck out to me. That he was like clearly, if you watch the invasion and that kind of stuff, he was the next guy. Like he was going to get placed in that role where he was going to start contending for the bigger titles, and then you go from that to like here's Hogan, here's Rock, here's Austin, here's Shawn Michaels, here's Chris Jericho, here's Brock Lesnar, here's Kurt Angle. Like it was the history of wrestling was in the company at one time, whereas all these guys had eras. Like you didn't have Shawn there at the same time as Hogan, the same time as Austin's, same time as Triple H, same time as Lesnar. These are all like different periods. Now everyone is in the company at the same time, and these guys got pushed to the side. Like Edge was like, you know, he ain't gonna compete with Hogan. So I feel like Vince got lazy then because they leaned on nostalgia, and I feel like since then you could see it was overnight. It was just not the same product. It was just everyone was getting fit into a role rather than like being who they were. Like Shawn Michaels from 2002 on, I feel like it wasn't the same Shawn Michaels, and he'll say it's because of his faith and he changed who he was. But when he came back at SummerSlam, that was Shawn Michaels. Like he was acting like Shawn, and then it was like after that though, it was like very generic, very like everyone is so scripted now, and it just lost its like charm. Like, and it's been that way for a long time.
And that, yeah, that's one of the changes that I love in this new era is that they give them a point, but sometimes you just gotta they let them go out there and speak their mind, and you see the actual like character with a little bit of the personality. Well, in a way, the character is an over like what's the word I'm looking for? An over amplified version of that person's personality, and
Yeah,
you can see that like the most recent one, that whole like three-way conversation of Drew, CM Punk, and Seth.
yeah,
I love that. You see, like, make these points, but hey, go out there and just like shit on each other and whatnot, you know? And that shit was
right.
hilarious.
And the point
Yeah.
being is, if you get shit on, you know, no pun intended, but if you're the one getting shit on, your goal is next time to be better. Like I don't want to be shit on again. So I'm gonna come
Exactly.
out guns
Sink or
blazing.
swim.
And that's why your game elevates. That's why like when people talk about the Attitude Era and they say like WCW raised WWE, they did because WF or WWE or whatever WF was getting their ass kicked by WCW. So they were forced to be better. I mean, it kept. I mean, unless you want to keep getting your ass kicked, you got to rise to the occasion. You got to get better.
Yeah,
But the
no,
same
true.
with
You
promos.
gotta have competition.
Well, same with the promos though. If you're on the mic and you're getting your ass kicked, hey, like learn a you know, as they say, learn a new hold. Come out, up your game, get the better of them next time on the mic. Because guess what? Then they're going to want to up their game next time. The,
Exactly. Like, that's how you grow, you know?
but the bottom line is, while this is happening, we're winning. Like we're watching it. So
Exactly.
they're competing to get better, and we're just watching and enjoying. So I mean, it's a win-win.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, no, but
But yeah, Vince had to go for a long time. He had just gotten out of touch. It's just,
he really
but
did.
I mean, he had gotten old. You know what I'm saying? Before all
Yeah.
the shenanigans came out, Vince was just the guy that was getting old. He was just out of touch. He had, I'll never forget all like everyone's saying like already is like Triple H a better. Has Triple H done more for WWE than Vince? No, like
He
until
just
Triple H
started.
creates
He just started.
WrestleMania, yeah, like it's he's taking over the reins. Vince created the reins. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that. But Vince had gotten to a point though where he had gotten complacent. And nothing felt like a big deal. Like look at Cody's celebration on Sunday. That felt like a big deal. If that was Vince in charge of that moment, it's just you know Cody wins next night. What's next? Like it's just nothing had become a big deal. There was no moments in time anymore. It was just like the next day. It was just it's a job for Vince. It was just the next day.
Yeah,
What's the
no.
next day? What's the next day?
No long-term planning, really. I mean, from time to time, sure, but like it's the other stuff that just felt like it didn't matter, so why put it on there?
Yeah, there was no long term planning and there was no savoring the moment either. It was just like What's next? What's next? It's
And
just,
then just God repeating the same matches on a weekly
oh my
basis.
God.
Oh fuck.
There were years of Raw where like every episode ended with the heel standing over the babyface with the belt. And
And
I
then
used
the
to say to
next
my
week
brother
after
all the
that,
time,
same shed or
yeah,
the
say I was like the same. I would say this show has ended the same way. I swear to God, for like 10 years. Like it just, but that's what it was because it was they had overexposed themselves. They had so many shows, so many hours of TV that it's just like we gotta write this just to be done with it, not to make it good. It's
uh,
just writing to completion, not writing to make it, well. It's they lost their creative license. It was just we only have so many hours in the day. We got to get this done, and that's what it had become.
yeah, and it became a half-ass product.
Oh, for the longest time, and I used to say because I always talk. My brothers, we watch wrestling together, and it'll always be like what happened to wrestling? Like I used to always say because it's been so long since it had been good that I don't think he even like 'cause he's about 6 years young. He's probably your age actually. He's a little bit younger than me in the sense that he don't remember it when it was good. It's always been bad in his mind. So I'm like, no, like wrestling used to be great. Like it's been so long, but like they used to make sense of this stuff. Like it wasn't just like who was the anonymous general manager? We don't know and we don't care.
Oh God, don't
You know what I'm
remember
saying?
that shit.
Yeah, but
Ended up being
they would
Hornswoggle.
they would pay this stuff off. Like I know they had the stupid GTV or whatever in the Attitude Era, which I never paid off. There's like things as wrestling fans we don't forget anything, but some things they don't pay off. But there would be things they would pay off. Like Giant had his neck broke by Nash. They tell you why. Like he broke his neck, and they came back and they'd have a feud. you know
There you
that
go.
was that
Yeah,
was wrestling. But it's been a while.
it's been a while, but it's slowly getting back there. I mean, these last two WrestleManias have been like stellar, man.
Yeah,
Fucking stellar.
no, they're interesting for sure. And I feel like this one, like everyone's saying, is it the best of all time? I don't think it's like I think 17 is still the best of all time, but
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, yeah, I mean, like, I could understand that, like 17, uh, everybody from fans to critics, definitely. I would say 40, I did like it. There's something about 39 that I like a little bit more though, last year's. I'm not biased just because I was there, as you can see by the shirt.
no, oh, nice, nice, yeah,
Yeah, last
that's
year.
nice.
You ever get a chance to go to WrestleMania, man? Do
Oh,
it, worth every penny.
I went to 4 in a row. I went to 27 in Atlanta through 30.
Oh, you got to go to 30?
Yeah,
Fuck.
so 27, 28, 29, 30. So 4 in a row.
Nice, man. Nah, you see, like 30. Personally, I would personally put 30 if it wasn't for one thing. Like I put 30 on top of 17, man. But there's just one little, and you know what? It's funny. It's a one little stupid Vince McMahon condition. I don't want
What
to
is
get
it?
in on that. What's up?
What is you got to say it now. You can't leave
Ah,
the
god damn
viewers
it.
hanging.
All right. Well, as you can see from some of the figures I have here, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a Taker fan.
Oh, nice. Oh, so yeah, he
Ah,
lost. Yep.
you already know where I'm going with that.
Dude,
God.
I was in the arena for that, and I swear it was the most out of body experience I've had because we were sitting there and I was waiting for something to come up like it was an April Fool's, like it was gonna cut away or something. And I was like, it can't cut away. I'm in the building.
Ah,
Like that
God.
just happened.
Like you're just kind of, for me, it's like you just kind of freeze. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What's
We
going
thought it
on?
was a mistake.
Oh,
There were so many little things too, because we remember when we were in the building, it flashed 30, I think it was whatever, 30 and 1 on it was
21 and 1.
or 21 and 1, yeah. So it flashed
Uh,
on the screen real fast. As soon as he lost, it flashed on the screen and then it went away. And then there was no music or nothing. And we were like, what did they just make a mistake or something? Did they like mess that up or something? Like what was that all about? But
uh,
I swear we were all in the arena though, waiting for it to be like some sort of April Fools. Like they were, but like we were sitting there and I was saying to my brothers, like, because I was there with my brothers, and a couple friends, and we were like, well, it's not like they could say it was a joke because I mean we're here, we just saw it. Like
uh,
they can't cut away and say it was a dream or something. Like
no, they can't.
yeah. But
It was all a
it was
dream.
like
It never pays off.
now you were waiting for that to happen, and but yeah, I still don't think that was the right call because no
It
one cared
wasn't.
after that.
Yeah, I mean, we could only know so much, but supposedly And the reports are that like Vince just on the day of, because fucking of
Yeah.
course, was just
Yep.
like, hey, if not Brock, then who else? Someone who could have fucking been not gonna get in there, but someone who could have been elevated.
I mean, it should have been Orton back at what was it, 21.
I
And if they
think
were
they
ever
get
gonna do it, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple people who were like who were asked like would you like to end the streak, but they were all like Orton was one, Edge was asked, would you like to end the streak at what was it, 24? And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's not gonna do anything for me. Why?" Like he
Yeah.
got it. God, that's why I love Edge. But god damn it, at the end of the day, like whatever Vince says, it goes, and it's just like my fucking god.
Yeah, and even Undertaker was against it. Like from what you've heard now, it's like he was kind of like, "Are you sure?" Like, 'cause it's like, I mean, it's a draw. Like I mean, WrestleMania after that, he fought Bray Wyatt, and it was just like, who cares?
Exactly. I mean,
Like,
fuck, man.
like it's still Undertaker, but you know what I'm saying. He had that. It was that match was always a draw. It was always the main event because it was
What,
the
man?
can they beat him? And if as long as they don't beat him, you just keep doing it.
Exactly.
But then
Uh,
it's like Roman beat him, and see they should have waited and just had Roman do it. But
what was
once
the
he beat
point of
him,
beating him a second time if he already lost? I'm sorry. I'm not gonna
oh
get.
god, it's so stupid. And
I
yeah, now
know,
it's like he has two losses. It's you don't even think of that stuff, but
but
so stupid.
it is, man. But yeah. But like, again, if it wasn't for that, like everything else on WrestleMania 30 was pretty cool. But just that one little thing bothers me. But whatever.
Oh, and it took the air out of the like everyone was pretty hot again with Brian in the main event, but
Yeah, I can
the rest of
imagine.
that show though it was like just quiet, like a very eerie, just like no one was like everyone was kind of like processing it. It seemed in real time.
Fuck, man, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Boy. But yeah, now every chance I get, whenever I walk by, look for some figures, I see that stupid little combo pack of Funkos with Brock and Undertaker. I just flick that shit off.
Oh God, yeah.
Sorry,
That
man.
Funkos, yeah.
But yeah,
You can flick off the Funkos in general at this point. They're so oh my God.
might as
I can't
well.
buy another Funko Pop. I don't think. I think I've OD'd on Funko Pops.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm not too big of a collector. You could see, like,
We got Drew McIntyre and who's that Edge?
yeah, I got Edge. I got that little combo pack of Edge and Kane. Quick little thing here. I got some more here that aren't wrestling. I'm into horror and music and stuff like that.
Oh,
Actually,
nice.
latest one, They Live, Roddy Piper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, I love this one. I was looking everywhere for this one.
One of my brothers is a big They Live. He's got the Mattel Elite. They made the Elite. Did you get that one? The Elite.
Not yet, not yet. I'm looking for
Oh,
it.
okay. They
Dude,
remade
man.
it. Yeah, I think they re-released it actually now, so you could. It's not like $1 million, but
Oh, there we go. All right.
yeah.
Nice, nice. I'm keeping my eye out, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, speaking of that, we're all keeping our eyes out for sure, man. Just to see where wrestling's gonna go, like oh, all right. So now that we're kind of done with the WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. Did you get a chance to catch it?
So I saw the highlights. I don't know. They've lost something with that episode, that Raw. I know everyone watched it. I don't know. I really don't know what the public opinion of it was. Um, but I don't know, I watched like the segment with Cody and Rock, and it was I have issues with that, but I don't understand the whole trading of the belts. I feel like if I was Cody in that moment, it'd be like you have to rip this belt from my fucking hands at this point.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
you
gonna
made
get
him
to hand
bleed.
you. Yeah,
I feel you there.
like
Yeah,
no, like if you want this belt, Rock, earn it, like I did. You know what I'm saying? Period. End of story.
yeah.
But I didn't get all that. I guess it's going somewhere.
It's going
I guess
somewhere. Maybe the dynamic. Maybe they're gonna go for some kind of Stone Cold McMahon dynamic with this new era. Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah. Then they did the whole thing where he handed him something, that's good stuff because it's kind of like what did he hand him? So I guess
There's
we'll find
people
out.
already speculating. Have you heard?
Yeah, I saw like the lighter and like for the bus, like he maybe lit the bus on fire or
Oh, what? Oh, I didn't hear that one, but I did hear about the bus.
yes, someone was saying that he might have handed him the lighter, RL
Wow,
lighter, and the
that
implication I guess would be that he was the one that lit his bus on fire, and
that
that's why
would
he's
be insane. Is it
yeah, and
that's
that's why he said you
attitude
broke
era
my
shit?
heart. Because if you remember, he said I won't let you break my heart again. He said, which kind of was like, what the hell is he talking about?
That was
But
weird. Yeah, that was
yeah,
weird. Break my heart.
implication.
What?
I guess the implication was because he stole his this should have been him with the belt. That's why he wanted the belt. because it should have been my moment. Like I should have beat Roman, but
Then
instead you beat him and you took my moment.
yeah, so you took your
Right?
moment. He didn't break your
Like
heart. Whatever.
I guess he was gonna murder him in the process. I don't know.
Almost
But
did. I don't know.
yeah, no idea. But I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, it'd be like,
Oh,
wow, like, Rock's going for it here, I guess, a little bit. But
indeed. There was this one speculation. Okay, no, I kind of like that lighter idea though. But was it something about something about a wristwatch, like a Rolex or something?
oh, because when Dusty paid for when Cody went to acting school, Dusty had sold his watch. So I guess I know Triple H and Bruce Pritchard had bought him a replica or something similar to the actual watch. But maybe Rock has the actual watch. But I feel
Yeah.
like that's too complicated because I don't think anybody knows that story.
Gotcha. You'd have to like really know the insider stuff there.
Yeah.
That's I like that kind of little stuff in like not just wrestling, but in movies and stuff like that. Like the
Oh
little
yeah.
like things that we know are there, but we don't quite know. Like dang.
Yeah, and it see, I like the bus one because it's something everybody knows. We all know his bus caught on fire, but it's like making everything that happens a storyline, which is the way wrestling used to be. Like something happens, throw it in there, throw it in the mix. Like just add it to the who could have planned that. You know what I mean? So just
Yeah.
say it happened on purpose.
I mean, didn't they do that with Jeff Hardy's dog dying, and they said it was Matt who caused it? Oh my god!
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, they do it all. They used to do it all the time, but
All the
I'm
damn
trying, I'm trying
time.
to think of like a famous one, but nothing's coming to mind. But I know they always would just kind of work in like real life events.
Yeah, holy shit! That not too long ago, a couple years ago, there was something about like a Shane McMahon surviving a plane crash.
Oh, did he? I don't know. I know Ric Flair has.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't know about
He like
that
broke
one,
his
but yeah,
back.
there was something about. I have to look it up again, but it wasn't too long ago. I think SmackDown. Something about Shane McMahon surviving a plane crash. I think it might have
Oh, he
been.
did. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do remember that. It was like
Yeah, yeah.
a
He had
even
that
like a
feud going
personal
on with
plane or something.
Kevin and Sammy or something, right?
Yeah, I do remember that now that you said that.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling is fucking crazy. Yeah,
Oh
damn.
God, yeah.
But that's why
It's
we live it.
oh, absolutely. It's my favorite thing on the earth. I swear to God, it's it. I was just writing. I wrote it the other day. Like at its best, there's nothing better. And I mean, people will say there is, and it's like that's your prerogative. But to me, I'm speaking for myself. For me, there's nothing better. It's the
And
best form of entertainment.
I feel you. Yeah, you get a little bit of everything with it. You got like the athletic things, that sport like atmosphere, with a little bit
Yeah.
of like action and drama, comedy
Oh
thrown in
yeah.
there. Absolutely.
It's just like what else happens where like you take something like one of my favorite moments in wrestling history is WrestleMania 8, where like you got Hogan getting beat down and then the music just hits and it's Ultimate Warrior and he comes running out. There's nothing else like that. Like nothing else can just pop people like instantaneously. Like you get that rush like immediately. It's like movies get close, like something like Avengers. You get like
There
the
you
music
go.
playing and stuff, and it gets close, but it's nothing's like wrestling though. You get that instant payoff all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. And then there's those people who just don't. They like to do the whole like, it's fake, right?
Oh my god, that kills me.
So are
It's
your
like
movies. So are your TV shows. Like, come on, bro.
I said that I was in Kmart one time. I'll never forget it. I don't know if you even know what Kmart is. You know Kmart?
Yeah, yeah. Kmart, Kmart.
Okay. But there was like this cashier. I was buying wrestlers. She goes, it's fake, right? And I said, what's your favorite show, ma'am? And she said, like Walking Dead. I said, that's fake, right? And she was like, point taken. Like,
There you
I was
go.
like,
Fuck yeah.
I don't think it's real. I mean, number one, it's more real than you give it credit for because
Exactly.
everything happening is real. Like the physicality of wrestling is very real.
Yeah, people get hurt, like legit, get freaking injured.
Right. I mean, some of the promos are real. Some of the things they say are real. So there's reality worked in. It's
There
not.
is,
I'm not
yeah.
going to say that no one's really pinning somebody, but there's also been instances where that has happened though. So there has been shoots. I mean, Sting versus Jeff Hardy. That's a shoot.
God, I no lie, I was legit just thinking of that one.
Yeah, it's like what else? Like I'm trying to think of like Montreal Screwjob. I mean, world that's the most famous shoot.
There you go. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
so it's. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Is it predetermined? Yes, but the elements of reality are what keep it interesting because there is reality worked into it.
Exactly.
But yeah, when they say that, that always drove me nuts. That's been since I was a little kid. It's fake. It's like, oh my god, really? Like I couldn't tell. I thought they were really suplexing each other. Like it's so
You mean
stupid.
the
Like
Undertaker's not really dead?
no, like, but I'm telling you, man. There's like sometimes you wonder with people where they'll say things that make you wonder. Like it's like, um, CM Punk's bad because he did this, and it's like you do know that was part of the show, right? Like they're not really, but it's not really
Yeah,
saying these things, like but whatever.
the reality and then the all that stuff kind of going. But then again, when you do that, when you do mix the reality into that, that's what makes it interesting. That's why Punk was such an intriguing character.
Oh yeah, but you'll get like for example, and I'm talking about like people in the industry. It'll be like, oh, Ultimate Warrior never lost, and it's like, he wasn't booking the shows, right? Like it wasn't his decision. Like it's like I don't know. Sometimes you get like weird opinions on wrestling where like in one way it's like it's fake, and then and it's almost like the people in the industry treat it like it's too real. Like oh
That's right.
Brett never lost, or Brett took the belt too serious. Like Brett wasn't booking the shows, right? Like Brett is an employee. Like
Yeah, if
Brett does what
anything,
he's
it's your
told.
fault.
Yeah, it's like you can blame Vince. Like Vince is the one booking the show, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's too real. Sometimes it's too fake. We need the middle ground. Is where the sweet spot
Exactly.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, I know, man. I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, man. I mean, so yeah, I guess just in general, man. Just some fun topics, I guess. Like and again, Oni will be coming back soon, man. But when
oh
he
sure.
does, what's up?
Oh no, that's keep going. Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I was just gonna say, when he does, we do questions and stuff. I mean, it's for the
Yeah,
fans and viewers to like just ask us stuff, uh, just to get to know us, get our opinions on like certain topics and whatnot. Uh,
sure.
yeah, no hard feelings on that Batista question, by the way.
Oh nice. You got it's very. I don't know who got that. Was it? Did I send it to you or was it the other guy?
Oni does Instagram questions, and I do YouTube questions.
All right, good. All right, that works. And
Yeah.
if in case you know too, I didn't come up with that. That's a running gag on Conrad Thompson's podcast.
Oh, really? No. Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
go check out the podcast now.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
he always says that.
alrighty. But yeah, man, just couple things, I guess. I mean, we've
Sure.
talked about the current what's going on in wrestling right now, but just like overall, man, first time on the show, so like just some stuff like you have any like favorite matches and stuff like that?
Oh my God. So Hogan Warrior is my favorite match of all time. To me, that is wrestling. Like
Oh,
it's the George Washington of presidents. Like it's the definitive wrestling moment for me. But I
interesting.
also
Okay.
like. So I'm a big Ultimate Warrior fan too, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I also like Ultimate Warrior versus Macho Man in WrestleMania 7. I feel like that's like if it wasn't for WrestleMania 6, that would be my favorite match. Just because the whole thing, Macho Man's such a heel in the beginning, then by the end, everybody loves him because Miss Elizabeth saves him from Sherry, which I could go into like a speech on why that whole angle with Macho King and Sherry is great.
Gotcha,
How like
gotcha.
Miss
Long-term
Elizabeth kept
storytelling,
him.
all that stuff.
What's that?
Long-term storytelling, all that.
Yeah, how Miss Elizabeth always kept him sane, and then Sherry was like him just totally out of control, like no one to rein him in, like just. But then, like, you always felt like Macho Man had that specialness to him because, like, well, Miss Elizabeth loves him and she's so pure. Like, she must see something. There's another side of Macho Man that we don't know. But anyway, the fact that they all cheer for him at the end and stuff, I love that. That's wrestling at its best. But uh, WrestleMania 18 with Hogan and Rock is one of the greatest matches of all time in my mind.
Yeah, and I could see that. Yeah.
When he hulks up, it was like the crowd willing Hulkamania back into existence. He had been this NWO one for so long. And I know he turned red and yellow in WCW for briefly, but he was like that NWO Hogan for so long. And then like it was like the crowd had willed, at WrestleMania where Hogan was like, made. They like willed it out of him. I love that. Um, but yeah, I got a lot of favorite matches. I like WrestleMania 9. I know everybody hates it. I think it's a good pay per view.
It's okay, man. Again, all opinions, all
Yeah,
opinions.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, I mean, one that always comes to mind, man. Uh, being the Taker fan that I am, like, and I know everybody else says this, but except for Oni, he actually again, like he might be the sorry, bro, but if I'm honest, I'm talking to you, Oni. You might
Yep.
be the only one who dislikes this match. One of my personal favorite matches, it's Undertaker and Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25.
He doesn't like that match?
He does not like that match. You could ask him
How
yourself.
in the oh my god, how in the world? Like that's
I'm sorry,
impossible.
bro. And again, like it's cool. You're all
Yeah.
entitled to your thoughts and
Oh
what.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Well, I'll give you the opposite end of that because again, I'll immediately be called out on my hypocrisy because a match I do like that everybody hates is Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez, and everybody hates that match. Undertaker hates that match, but if you got time here, I'll tell you why that match is great. It's not the match. Well, here's the thing: it's not the match. It's the after the match.
The whole like being disqualified with the chloroform and coming back and knocking him down kind of stuff.
Because when I was so I'm a little kid at that point, and I think Undertaker is like the scariest thing on earth to me. I did not take him as a babyface. Didn't understand it. He was still scary. I didn't, you know what I mean? Didn't care for the Undertaker. When they choke him out, watch that match back. When the gong gets taken out, that gong goes off. The look on Giant Gonzalez's face made him such a baby face to me as a kid. Because there was like this guy, I was afraid of Giant Gonzalez too, because he was this big giant. I never seen a person that big. Like it was like this giant guy. He just beat the hell out of the Undertaker. Like this guy is like, well, what's going on here? And when that gong goes off, the fear on his face, he totally sold it. He that did more for the Undertaker as a babyface than people give it credit for, because it sold him as this force that like he just like he got beaten down, but he just kept on coming, like kept on coming back.
Exactly. Rising
And
from the dead.
yeah, and you had this guy that thought he'd done it. Like I had beaten this guy down, he's not so bad, and then he just kept on coming back. And
Absolutely.
as a kid, everything that made me afraid of Undertaker made him cool in that moment because he was like, this guy can't be stopped. Like, and now he's fighting on the side of good. I don't think people look at it like that.
Yeah, yeah, no, all good points, man. Like for me, kind of like with this one, with the Shawn Michaels Undertaker match. Again, same here. I loved Undertaker because of that whole like spooky aesthetic. I mean, having been a fan of horror movies for so long, like
Yeah.
and heavy metal and all that stuff, and like I gravitated towards that. While all the
Oh
other
yeah.
kids were like trying to be John Cena, like fuck no, this guy's a zombie or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
Royal Rumble. I think it was Royal Rumble '94 was the one where he's in the casket, and they're like
and
filming
he
him.
ascends Yokozuna, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There we
So
go.
that like traumatized me as a kid, and that was
Gotcha,
after Giant
yeah.
Gonzalez. But that visual of him in the coffin speaking, oh my god, that to this day it's pretty. If you watch it back, it's pretty like it's just eerie looking. But
I could see that. I could see that. But yeah, I'm I mean like the build up was great, like Shawn Michaels really like an actual like long time rivalry and stuff, and like
yeah,
with his whole personality and his faith and stuff, like I'm really trying to build himself up as like the complete opposite of the Taker, the dead
right,
man, the darkness and all that stuff. He was the light and
yeah,
all that stuff, and I love that, and it worked out perfectly in the match. Shawn all in white, Taker in black. That visual of like I know Oni hates it. Sorry, bro, but that whole
yeah,
like good and evil kind of thing, fucking like we say, cinema.
yeah. And see, I'm much bigger on like the like. So I watch wrestling, or I was gonna say wrestling. I watch wrestling for. I make fun of it so much saying that I said it on purpose there, but I like the clash of characters. That's like why what I like about wrestling. But at the same time, I could just appreciate a good match like that. The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match is just both. It's a clashing of characters, but it's also just a phenomenal match. Like,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I've never heard somebody say they don't like that one. That's interesting. You could have a whole podcast on that.
We could, man. I
Yeah,
mean, like, ask him on the next when he comes back. Next set of questions, just ask him,
yeah,
dude.
that sounds right. That sounds good.
Alrighty, but yeah, man. I guess that's the thing. Again, I appreciate a good technical match. Like another
Yeah,
one, like I love like Benoit, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Great
yeah.
story, great wrestling. Because with those three, come on.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, but there's a lot to go that goes into it. There's the characters, there's the in-ring work, there's the storytelling. Like we said, like you said, when everything comes together, like there really is nothing better than wrestling, man.
no, it gives you such an instant payoff too. Like you just you feel it in that moment, and that's like what's missing from it. That I felt was there this weekend, but for the longest
Absolutely.
time, like I mean, when was the last time you got like goosebumps watching wrestling? I can't even tell you the last time.
Me
You
neither.
know,
Well, last
but the Cody
weekend.
Rhodes thing for sure got me. That one got me. But it's been a while.
Indeed, man. But honestly, yeah, no, I mean, like, so far, I mean, it may not be perfect, nothing is, but like so far it looks like everything's in a good direction so far.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And I guess we'll just see where it goes. But it's I'll tell you the thing that's concerning is that a lot of people keep saying they're going to fire Triple H, and I don't know where that's coming from. But
That's
like,
just people saying shit out of their ass.
I know I just don't understand why so many people are saying it though. Like, why? Like to me, that's the furthest thing that would be possible right now. The fact
Absolutely.
that people are saying it, like, because they got to wash their hands of Vince. I'm like, well, I hope that's not the case. But
That's a lot of crazy speculation, man.
yeah, they're trying to say like that they kept saying the Triple H era over the weekend because they're trying to like establish Triple H so that they make it hard to fire him. And I'm like,
Gotcha,
why would they
gotcha.
fire him anyway? They're doing like record business.
Yeah, true, true. He's playing a role in that.
But I don't know. They feel like something's going to come out or something about Vince is going to come out and that Triple H is implicated in it. Or I don't know. I hope that's
I
not the
mean,
case. But
I hope not, man, but again, we've survived quite a lot of shit throughout the years, that's for sure.
oh, yeah. Oh, as wrestling fans, there's nothing worse than there's nothing better and nothing worse than being a wrestling fan.
Absolutely.
It's,
Absolutely, man.
you get the highs and the lows for sure. Like,
Very high and very low.
oh, no. Yeah. I mean, you get it. I'll give you an example. I went to WrestleMania 30, first time I ever saw Ultimate Warrior, like in my life. Been to so many shows since I was a little kid, never saw him. I finally get to see him, and before I even get home, he's dead. So I
Yeah,
was like,
goddamn. Could imagine.
can you? I was like, there's no way, like this shit's even possible. But highs and lows.
Indeed, man. That's how it is. But for now, gotta keep riding this great high we're on. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. But yeah, if I'm honest, man, it does seem to be where we're around that time now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So we're good for now. But yeah, guys, we just want to thank all the viewers. Thank you for tuning in, checking it out again. Again, Oni will be back soon. He would have loved to have made it, but again, he's got stuff to take care of. And go give some FN90's guy a follow, y'all. He does great work. Some stuff has gone viral. All that. So yeah, go check him out. Instagram, anywhere else we can find you, man.
No, I have like Twitter where I'll basically like just voice my opinion on wrestling and
There we
then
go.
delete
There
it.
we
But
go.
yeah, but no, not really. I Instagram is my main, bread and butter, I guess.
There we go, man. All right, yeah. All right, man. Well, that sounds good. And thank you once again, man. We'll love to have you back. You just, we'll reach out and stuff.
Yeah, anytime, man. Thanks a lot for having me. It was fun and good talking to you.
Indeed, man. Thank you. Thank you. All right, man. Well, I hope to see you in the next one for sure.
Sounds good, man. Have a good
All right.
night.
You too, man. Everybody else, have a good night. Peace out.